Hello. Hello.
Hello.
It
What's up?
it's that time again.
It is. So, Miriam, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, thanks for coming by and being number one in the house.
Yes.
RV Dog, thank you for coming in. RC1 Fun.
Yeah, I'm here.
Should I log in with mine?
I'm
Then we
not
might look like we have a full house.
I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know. I might mess up our internet signal, right? I didn't think
it-
of that.
Yeah, it could be because we don't have the best internet.
Stream Elements bot running
That's my bot. It's the bot that goes in and
and does
it's
what?
not a person.
Oh, what does that do?
It lets us know when new people have subscribed during our thing, and
Hey, RV Dog.
Bambita's here, RV DJ's here.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome to our windy, stormy Sunday. It's like a tropical storm's over top of us. It's a very unusual weather pattern we're in.
For 2 days now. Started yesterday afternoon, and it's continuing. They got like 10 to 20 mile per hour winds.
The good thing is it started after we got home yesterday.
Yeah, we did a little running around.
Yeah, we had a good time yesterday visiting. Where did we go? We went shopping at Ace Hardware, picked up a few things, went to Walmart, picked up a few things, went to my daughter's house to see the grandbabies, got 4 grandbabies from that girl. They were so much fun. And
they were fun.
Yeah, we had a good time. And then we went to lunch, had a wonderful lunch with some tasty treats. It was delicious and filled up our bellies.
Ate a lot.
Yeah. And then came home and had some ice cream. And it was wonderful. And then it just rained all night long.
Yeah, by the time we got home, it started sprinkling, and then it just got worse and worse and worse, and it was all night. Rain and wind.
It was like a tropical storm.
You'll see the trees going in the background, and that's just kind of the normal.
Yeah.
We'll get these gusts where
it feels like a tropical storm was hanging over top of us. Nothing crazy severe, but windier than normal. Usually we'll have like a 5 to 10 mile per hour breeze, but it's been kicking up 15 up every once in a while.
You get more than that.
But it's kind of off and on, mostly on, but I had enough time to go out and do a little maintenance to the truck and vacuum the truck and car.
Yeah. I looked at the radar. It looks like whatever storm is out near Bermuda, it's out in the Atlantic. It looks like it's a band coming across. Like we're kind of.
It didn't really move all last night. It never moved. It just stayed right over top of our general area. It wasn't a big cloud necessarily. It didn't cover half the state.
It just seems like it's swirling.
I didn't even see it move. It just seemed to blossom. But anyway, we're nice inside our camper. We're not getting weathered in our side or camper, so we got it made.
We haven't lost power.
We haven't lost power. No, we had a little light breakfast and then a heavy
big
dinner lunch thing. Enough lunch. The lunch was late enough and big enough that we don't need a dinner.
Maybe ice cream.
Maybe. Definitely.
You had a snack already.
So, I like to eat. Is that such a crime?
No, it's not. I knew you were going to say that.
Anybody know where that quote comes from? I'm sure somebody does.
RV DJ. That sounds like something you might know.
Yeah, RV DJ probably knows where that quote came from.
I love to eat.
I love to eat. Is that such a crime?
Such a crime?
Don't get me started. I will ramble on.
He will do quote after quote after quote. It's one of his favorite movies. It's one of his favorite movies. So we have a premiere in an hour.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a long one. Don't know if people can hang with it because it's so long.
Yep. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Van Vita, did you get going? Are you still stuck? She woke up to a dead battery in her ambulance.
Not
you
good.
were doing a weekend trip, like a little trial trip with the ambulance, and then I saw where you woke up with a dead battery.
Chasing America.
Hey,
Hello.
Chasing America.
Thanks for coming in.
You're still stuck.
Oh no.
But we can't come to Canada to help. Sorry.
No.
If it was easy, we would. It's a little far.
Is your ambulance a diesel? Does it have 2 batteries or just one? Because my truck has 2. It's a diesel. Usually has 2 batteries.
So I didn't know that.
You got a double whammy if you got.
Hey, Mr. King of Hearts. Hello.
Diesel batteries die. It's a double whammy. Everything's expensive with a diesel. Everything.
Yeah, we're learning that.
Yep.
You knew that.
I knew it, and
And you still bought a diesel.
I mentioned it, but.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, it's done. Happily Ever Hanks.
Hey, Happily Ever Hanks.
Good evening. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for running our what playlist?
Our playlist. They were running it on 3 devices. Y'all.
That's awesome.
Y'all are thebomb.com. That's old.
We appreciate it. Yeah, 2 batteries on your ambulance. That's a bummer. Hopefully you don't kill the batteries. Hopefully they just need to be charged and something else is going on, like an alternator failure. Alternators are fairly easy to change. I've had to change one at a campground in the Keys in the heat.
Yeah.
So they're only like 3 bolts, 2 bolts, and then the connecting power cords, wires, not too much.
Hey, Papa Drew with RVers Live, 2 hours. Let me just click on it. It'll be easier. I always forget I could do that. And then you go live like you have not bearded before. If you have, well, weak ears, just do not tune in. I'm not watching my language. It's my house, my rules. Hey, I get it. It's your house.
Oh, you left the lights on. Oh, well, that's a good thing because
you're learning.
It's not a mechanical failure. You know, I've done that. I've left my lights on and killed my battery, you know. Just have to find a way to recharge the battery or get a jump. That's good news that you don't have to replace the alternator or batteries. My son had an issue. He bought a used Mustang. He loved it. It was a beautiful car. And if you let it sit for longer than 2 days, the battery would be dead when he go to start it. So he found out there was some kind of software that was on while the car was off, and it was drained the battery. And it was a small drain, so it didn't happen overnight. It'd take a couple of days, but he found it. So,
looks like we have like a body right here.
Isn't that cool? What is that?
That's like the hump.
Oh, the center between the 2 recliners.
Between the 2 recliners.
We're reclined a little bit.
So we're reclined. I'm not. You're reclined more than I am. But there's a hump.
All right, Mr. King of Hearts. Where are we from?
We are in Florida.
We're in Florida right now. That's my native state. I'm from Florida. I'm living in basically the same town I was born in still. And I'm old, so I've been here a long time.
You're not that old.
I'm old, though. Uh-oh.
It's okay.
It shuddered when you did that. It didn't like that.
Well, I'm 100%.
I know, it just made a weird thing. Yeah. So we're on the Space Coast of Florida, which is near the Kennedy Space Center. We can watch rocket launches right from our window.
Yep.
And we get the rumble here.
I'm not even. RVers Life, your couch is very happy.
Yeah, we didn't have any cake this weekend. We just had chocolate and ice cream.
Queens, New York is where Mr. King of Hearts is at.
I've only been in John F. K. on JFK. Sorry, same thing, John F. K. I only been there on a short layover. I don't know if it was considered a layover, but anyway, I never left the airport. I jumped on another plane and took off, so I didn't get to see New York.
I've been in New York. I've been to New York City. My dad was born in the Bronx and grew up in the Bronx, and he took us back to his hometown, his home block when we were kids, and we never went back after that because we had somebody who jumped in our car at a stop sign.
My parents and my parents are from Brockton, Mass. I never been there either. They never went back. And I asked my mom, how come we didn't go visit her hometown? She said, what for?
Yeah.
She's like, what for?
You would. They watched the Challenger final flight last night on Netflix. Crazy to see it live, and you were talking about that.
I saw it live. Yeah.
You actually saw the.
I know exactly. Yeah, I was at work in Cocoa, Florida, and I just stepped outside to watch it, and it was kind of an unusual angle for me. I was used to seeing it at a 90-degree angle. This time I saw it at like a 100-degree angle. So it kind of looked strange to me what happened. So I wasn't sure what was going on because of the different angle. But of course, listening to the broadcast, I heard what they had said and was completely shocked because I'd never seen a disaster with the space program. I grew up here, but I was so young when they had those problems early, like in the early 70s. I was really too young. In the late 60s, I was too young. But my dad worked there. So I really loved the space program. And I worked there. I worked there 9.5 years. But it was during the shuttle after the Challenger. I worked there. And then I saw the end result of the Challenger, not Challenger, but Columbia coming back. Never made it to the Space Coast.
Yeah, I remember watching it, but I was in school. Robert's got 5 years on me.
Yeah, I was working. Yep.
We do. We have fast rockets. We're feeling the rumble. There you go. Wow, Mr. King of Hearts. I can't even imagine. I know how impactful it was watching it. I was
devastated.
I think anybody who saw it, there's now generations that will never understand because they never saw that live.
Yeah, I was at work when that happened. I remember at the time I was a repair specialist for roofing. Mm-hmm. So I was going around different places doing roof leaks. And I remember it was the first job of the day because we're the same time zone as New York. And I remember walking into the lobby of the place I was going. It was a commercial building. And in the lobby, they had TVs and everybody was watching it. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Mm-mm. It was pretty scary. It was very scary.
No, I just brought my kids home from school or dropped them off for school. And I had left the TV on and it was on Good Morning America. And so when I walked in, it was like 8:45 or 8:40 and came in and of course the TV was on and it broke right away to it. And I'll never sat there watching that happen.
I wouldn't consider myself a history buff. I do know some history and it made me very angry when it happened. And it makes me very angry with what's happening right now for the lack of patriotism and understanding how we got where we are and how well we have it here. So it's upsetting because we have so many great freedoms here. And everybody has bad experiences in their life. We all do. But for overall, this is a great place to live, in my opinion. Yeah. We've all been persecuted and had bad things happen to us in a negative way. I mean, I've had it happen to me here, people being mean to me. So, but overall, most people are good people and don't let the bad ruin it for all the good. I saw Happily Ever Hank said something over there.
Yeah, they want to visit the Kennedy Space Center.
Yes. Yeah. I love visiting the Kennedy Space Center. I never get used to it. I would stay there all night because I love reading every plaque on every wall and reading.
Absolutely loves history.
Here's a fun fact. I didn't know if you know this, but I've known this because I worked there, and I know a lot about that area. That if you're aware of how the orbiter or the launch vehicle moves, it moves on a platform that is hoisted by a crawler, and that crawler has tractor tracks that move like a tank. And they're very large. It's run by humongous diesel motors on there. The diesel motors alone are bigger than a car, just the motors. And the diesel track has these, the little foots that are linked together. One of those little feet that is linked together is a ton. I believe it's 1 ton, just one of the little toes, the little links. It's very heavy, and it's so heavy that they had to put down humongous big river rocks on the ground to cushion the blow, because as it rolled, it vibrated the earth so badly and tore up the ground that they put these river rock there. And over time, that river rock turns to dust, that they have to replace that river rock every 3 years because of the weight of that vehicle crushing the rocks. It's pretty interesting.
So yeah, Happily Ever Hangs. Right now, the Starlings are going up pretty often. So if you come down to Florida and you come down, anywhere within a couple hours, you've got a pretty good chance of being able to hit like one of the Starlink rockets going on. It's pretty cool.
They have schedules. You can see the schedules.
Yeah, you can see the schedule, and they're pretty good with keeping on schedule. If they don't do it, then it's usually within a couple days. But they also print or publish when the makeup time is. So
my son works for Blue Origins, which is another program that is out there to start launching some rockets. So I'm excited for him.
Yep.
We're doing all right. We're relaxing, working day. We had a anniversary yesterday, a 1-year wedding anniversary yesterday, and we enjoyed the whole day.
No work.
And I took tried to take a little nap. And then today is all work. I've been editing most of the day, offloading footage from my drone, lining up footage, organizing footage. Started editing on next Sunday's premiere, which will be part 2 to follow today's premiere at 7, which will be a part 1 of going to Bahia Honda State Park in the Florida Keys.
And then after that premiere, about 30 minutes later, Papa Drew is doing a live search engine optimization tutorial, call in, help, whatever. But he's going to make sure the link gets posted here.
Yeah.
We have it good.
We have a great life.
Hey, Weekend RVing. Hello, Corgilly.
I always tell people when they ask me how am I doing,
never know how to say your name,
and I say I'm doing good. I always say it could be a lot worse, could be a little better, but it could be a lot worse. There's always somebody else worse off than you are.
You're right. Gotta be careful when you say that. I don't care, because I absolutely agree with you. Thank you.
And here's the thing. I always look at the big picture. The United States will not be here forever either. Just think of that.
None of us will be.
This country will not be here forever. So everything changes all the time. And we tend to repeat our history. We just tend to repeat it. So we forget the history and then we repeat it. We
try to wipe away the history.
Yeah. We always repeat.
And that's not the first time that, people have tried to wipe away the history.
Yeah. So, but for now, we're doing great.
But we don't need to get into the politics.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Texas Family Camping, saying hi to everybody.
Yes, like I said, we got a premiere coming up at 7. It's going to be a long one if you can hang in there.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting. I kept watching it and thought it was a good watch. It might be not everybody's cup of tea because not everybody's channel is for everybody, but it's a long video and it's just the journey to get to the Keys. Lobster racing. Yeah,
that could be
they're
fun.
fast. They're fast. If you've ever had to
little
chase
harnesses for the lobsters for their backs.
If you've ever had to chase a lobster, it's not easy sometimes. Depending on the visibility in the water too, they can just disappear and you can't find them. They're gone.
Hey Sue with Lucky Dog Productions, moderator. So Papa Drew, you ever come down to Florida and we go and we catch some lobsters? We will have to catch some lobsters and do something hilarious like that. That would be so funny. Even if we let them go in like a little kiddie pool.
Yeah.
We can have a race.
When we were at Bahia Honda State Park a couple years back before the hurricane hit, Ira, wasn't it?
Irma.
Irma. They used to do a lobster palooza inside Bahia Honda, and they had this kiddie pool with these fake rubber lobsters, and you could learn how to catch a lobster and measure it and all that. It was really fun. And then they had hands-on, sea urchins and things you could touch.
We could have we could make a whole contest thing, like a lobster race. Just saying.
Okay.
It could be pretty funny.
We watched
Those things
Shuttlefly
can move fast.
on Dole's VA, where they retired from Smithsonian. Cool. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been to the Smithsonian in DC. Is that what it's called, right?
Yep.
Smithsonian. I've been there.
I lived in Virginia. I grew up in Virginia. Went to DC for everything else, and never made it to the museum.
Well, the day I went, it was
why.
a rainy day when I went to DC. Of all the days to go to DC, it rained all day. And we went in it. We were out in it. We went to the Washington Monument and Lincoln Memorial and listened to. The one thing that I really loved is the people that work for the park system, or whatever you call those people that are there, loved their job, loved their country, and talked about it with a fervent respect. It was refreshing to see it, and to see the words etched in stone, the way they were, and how spiritual this country is. It's very reverenced, and I enjoyed it thoroughly and went around that whole place to the Capitol building and the White House and the Smithsonian, because it was raining. We went in Smithsonian. So great.
RVers Live, Papa Drew. We had amazing drinks last night. We had a key lime martini.
Yeah, they were great.
I snapped a picture, and it was simple. It was key lime juice, pineapple juice, and vanilla vodka.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was so good. Like, I want to go out and find that, whatever brand, because I've had vanilla vodka before. It's not always good. I want to find whatever that was, and oh my gosh, we're gonna recreate that.
Yeah, I like the vanilla Coke, so I like the vanilla taste. So it was her drink, and I had some of it. And it was good.
we bought. I forgot what my first one was. Oh, my first one was like some kind of a lemonade, boozy lemon.
You have a picture of the menu, right?
Yeah,
it was really good.
I think I had a boozy lemonade.
They had some nice mixed drinks, and the one I had 3 different kinds of alcohol in it. It has 3 different kinds of alcohol in it, so it was kind of a nice mix.
I didn't get the whole thing. I only got the first. His first drink was called a Doc Rita. It was tequila, sweet and sour, orange juice. Oh no, that's not what you got.
No, that's not what I had.
You had the River Runner.
I had the River Runner second, which basically tasted like a rum and Coke.
No, the River Runner was the first thing you had.
Was it?
The second one was your boozy Coke.
Oh, okay.
So he had a River Runner, which was...
It had Bacardi Silver, blackberry brandy, and banana liquor.
Banana liqueur, orange pineapple cranberry juice, Myers dark rum float.
It was delicious.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
And then mine was a key lime martini, vanilla vodka, lime juice, and pineapple juice. I didn't take a picture of the other one. I should have.
Yeah.
But the other one was full of alcohol.
Yeah,
and
mine
was
like
a Coke.
It was too strong. It was full of alcohol. It was like a Jack and Coke to me. It was just kind of too alcohol-y tasting. And after that, I was like, okay, I can't drive now. Sherry drove home.
I drove home.
I'm a lightweight.
I drove
and plus,
home.
we both I had an empty stomach. I was really empty stomach. So.
His second drink was really, really strong. So he drank more of the key lime martini, and I took one for the...
Yeah, and your key lime martini had vanilla in it.
Mm-hmm.
That was what's so cool. It had vanilla in it.
I drank the killer drink. I like wine. He's not a wine drinker.
No, I don't really like the taste of wine. I don't like beer either. And I wouldn't mind trying the IPA, but I know I'm going to hate it. So I don't think I'd want to buy one.
See, we get together and we'll have to make those.
Yeah, we have these parties. Porgy. We have parties here at my sister's house, and she's a bartender. Used to be a bartender. So they can make some drinks here, and they have enough room in the backyard to fall around the backyard if you want to fall around.
Yeah.
The big campfire area. They got over an acre.
It's hilarious because the last time we had one of those, you put the drone up in the air.
Carl is a lightweight.
So we put the drone up in the air while everybody was partying in the
Yes,
backyard.
I'm
and
working. I'm working on a video.
funny.
It's on the side, but I'm working on a video. I have a family channel for our family private channel, and I try to make some videos for them. And I got drone footage of the whole clan just, hooping it up, line dancing, jumping in the back of pickup trucks, making signs at the drone, and
They were
having a good time.
cartwheels, and nobody's young. They're all our age.
Yeah, they're all old.
They're older.
That's funny. Carl's a lightweight. Yeah, I'm a lightweight.
Kyle is a lightweight.
Carl.
Oh, Carl.
So
Carl is a lightweight. Renee, are you a lightweight or not? Because maybe that's another similarity we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will do that. I'm gonna make a drink. How's that? Texas family doesn't like beer either. Yeah, I'm not a beer. So
I tried
corgi.
Beer. Yeah.
So a long video for you is 10 minutes, but you've got, Robert was saying, because I think we're on one of the same Facebook groups, you have got, how many your viewers or watch time or something?
Yeah, you had a lot of watch time, but you didn't have the required subscribers. You had 600 or 700 subscribers. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I see you all over the place jumping around, and that's great, and it works. Awesome. Yeah. It does work. But I'm curious how you got so much watch time in such a short time versus subscribers, because we were the opposite.
Yeah,
we got the subscribers fast, but didn't have the watch time. But we're totally new. We were totally new.
There are 30 to 40 museums called Smithsonian.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I only was in DC and saw the Smithsonian there.
I like some beer, not a lot of beer, certain beers. I like some wine. I like lots of drinks.
Yeah, who likes to get drunk? I don't like to get drunk. That's why I said I had 2 yesterday. And I was like, no, I don't want to drive.
This must be Renee. I can handle mine too. I
can't, because I have, in 1996, my life changed and my priorities changed. So I pretty much didn't drink at all till a year or 2 ago, a year and a half, a year ago.
Oh.
And then
was that a bad influence?
No, I just, it was just something I was doing. And now I had a lifestyle a little different now. So I was only having like 1 beer or 1 drink a year. So now I had no tolerance for it. And now I've pretty much 2 is enough for me. Usually depends on how much food I have.
You're more of a
If I have food before, then it doesn't hit me, right? But if I have an empty stomach, it hits me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really like. I don't like
guy.
tasting the alcohol. To me, it tastes nasty. I don't like it. So I never liked beer.
We're not doing that. Just saying. You kicked Carl off the keyboard.
Yeah, I know that works. I told that to Sherry. I said, yeah, the people can get a lot of watch time if you have the clickbait.
Yeah. About the thumbnail we have for tonight is about the closest you'll ever see us getting to clickbait.
Yeah, it was like, all right, we got to create thumbnails that are drama a little bit, just to get to our watch hours. We just want to get our watch hours.
No,
and get a good base.
I want to get a good base. I'm always trying to learn, so I'm always playing around with the thumbnail. So that's probably a problem. I probably should stick with something, but I would love some help with that.
Yeah, I'm more concerned. I'm more focused on making content has continuity to it. It has a storyline through it. Yeah. That's my focal point. And I'm in the mindset of make what you like to watch and try not to make them home movies. I mean,
which is hard.
Happily Ever Hanks has a different style, and it's a wonderful style. It's a very well produced video, and it's done well. So everybody likes different things. Like I saw somebody asking who has RV videos that aren't full of drama, you know, and it depends on what his level of
We're
drama
shaking
he's
it,
talking
yeah.
about. Because sometimes we add a little funny drama to it, but it's not fake drama. You know, it's funny drama.
Well, I think that's one of the cool things about YouTube and like vlogging is
Mhm.
because it's a lot more reality than like reality TV. I mean, we show you the good and the bad and everything that goes on in living.
Well, we're getting better at it. Sometimes we forget to videotape the bad because we're just not used to it, and our mind is
or
on,
we think we hit tape and we don't do
right.
it.
My mind is on solving the problem, and I'm not thinking about, well, I should be videotaping it. So, like the other day when we were coming back from Long Point Campground, we had a tire problem, and Sherry's like, "Oh, we should videotape it." I went, "Go ahead." You know, I gotta get my hands dirty and change this tire. Um, and it's still going on. That saga is still going on. We literally, I've never, you know, this is a new tow vehicle. I don't know the history of the tow vehicle, but it does have a spare tire. When I took the spare tire off to put it on, it needed air, and I pumped it up, and I think we talked about that. And the wheel has rust on it, significant rust.
Thank you.
The wheel has significant rust and the tire has significant dry rotted. So we need to replace them both. So I called around junk salvage yards or whatever, and somebody said they had one. It was 51 minutes away, and it's a specific size. You know, it's a 18-inch wheel with 8 lug holes.
So you were running.
So I took off. Sherry came home, and yeah, I was rushing before they close on Friday because they're not open Saturday. So I rush over there. You know, it's a couple hours there and back. And Saturday morning, I get up to go to the tire store. And I say, "Hey, I need an 18-inch tire. Can you put it on this wheel?" And he goes, "Yeah." I put it. He says, "This is not an 18-inch wheel. It's a 17-inch wheel." And I went,
"So he got the wrong one. They sold him the wrong one.
Sold me the wrong size." So, you know, we got a pretty big truck. So I don't want to put a smaller tire on a big truck. I don't want a spare tire to only be a limper. I want it to be, you know, a good one to get me by for at least a couple days if I have to.
Well, and because we don't know the history of those tires and all that, so we ordered new tires, 4 new tires.
Yeah, we ordered
so
4
we have
new
4
tires.
new tires on order, and then this is just to try to make sure our spare is worthy.
Sound.
Yeah, because we can't use one of our old tires, obviously, because of the wheels and.
Yeah. So. Anyway, that's still going on right now. I see Renee says she kicked off Carl off the keyboard.
Yeah, before the stream started, and then they said they liked our style of videos.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, the rock band
microphone.
The rock band microphone is very challenging every time I do it. Every time I go to do a overdub, it's like hold the microphone still, hold it under my chin so I don't get all the wind.
If it wasn't plugged in, I'd show them.
Oh my
They might
goodness.
get a kick out of that.
It says rock band on it. It's very authentic. And
It's
as a matter of fact, my PS3 is down and I got to go dig it out and have it fixed. This is my third PS3. I love PS3. I don't need an upgrade because I love the games I have. I only really.
When do we have time to play with?
We don't now,
okay,
but
so we don't need to do it. Right?
I loved really 2 games. Primarily, I love Splinter Cell because Splinter Cell, I just love it. And I think I played Guitar Hero or Rock Band. Once in a while, I might play Wii Resort, where you can do activities like
we
you know, shooting the arrow, stuff like that. But yeah, it's down. I actually, when my original PS3 went down, there it says Rock Band.
I don't know if I'll be able to get that up there.
Rock Band. But my original PS3 was one of the best PS3 with the most memory in it, and you could do complex, you know, maps and stuff. And then when it went down, I said, "Oh, I'll just go buy another PS3." And I went and bought a new PS3, and the thing had less memory. I couldn't play my games because it didn't have enough memory. And I went, that was a ripoff. So I had to go get another old PS3, and then it finally stopped working. So now I got to get it fixed.
Hey, Papa Drew, good to see you.
Yeah,
talking back and forth. You're just like me.
So we're gonna have a long video. I hope everybody can hang with it. I think it's 35 minutes. I don't even remember how long it is.
I don't know. I haven't watched it. I don't normally watch them.
It's a long video. I think it went by pretty fast, but
I only saw bits and pieces when you were editing it.
the thing that have learned from watching other people's channels and what's popular and stuff, we didn't do a lot of this talking in front of the camera because I'm not a big fan of it. It doesn't entertain me necessarily to watch people talk, So I learned that people like to watch people talk. So
people talk. There's some people I don't like to watch talk.
I try to add more of that into our videos now. So this upcoming video has quite a bit of more of us talking.
Yeah, we're trying to do that a little bit more anyway. When we're out and about, we're trying to stop and like intentionally have conversations and intentionally like talk about what our day is and what we've done. And we did a lot of that in the Keys because we were afraid we were going to forget like the order of how we did things,
chronological history.
Yeah, so we did do that a whole lot more because we knew going there for 10 days, 2 weeks was going to be tough to kind of keep track.
Yeah, so part 2 is going to be really focused on, which I'm making now, will be focused on a full day in the Keys, our first full day in the Keys, and then roll into the evening in restaurant. We go to a restaurant. I think I'm still not done. I'm not even a third of the way through it. So I'll be working on that the rest of the evening.
Thank you for coming by, Ladita. Got Barefoot RV Life is here.
We haven't had a lot of people in public that often because most of our stuff is out, like you guys somewhat. But we did it at a bar. We were at a restaurant bar in the Keys, and we were vlogging right there on the bar.
Yeah, well, we also had a couple drinks in us.
I don't remember that being like that, but I'm to the point to where I've watched so many people do it on YouTube that I'm like, I'm just going to act like it's not a big deal,
No, and we've actually had a lot of people like stop and wave to us, and like while we're doing it, they try to do the photo.
Right, they photobomb. But yeah, I don't really worry about it. We did it a lot when we were
in Disney too. So when we would be riding on the Skyliner.
Oh yeah, that one of the videos that we have on the Disney one where it is the laugh floor video, which is one of our most popular ones. So one of the Disney character, what do you call them? The people that work there, they have a special name for them. Cast member.
Yeah, it's a cast member.
Photobombed our video.
It was hilarious.
I mean, I was walking through the turn thing, going through the line, and then I turned the corner, and the dude had his face in my camera,
right up to the camera,
right in the camera, making fun, and it was cool.
It was pretty
good video. So,
you're so funny.
Yeah, I don't know if we haven't talked about all the trips that we have scheduled. We have a lot of trips scheduled. One of them is Fort DeSoto in Tampa, because I saw where Barefoot RV Life is from Tampa.
Fred from Tampa.
Yeah, we have booked Fort DeSoto. I've never been there. My family has been there and talked about it, so it's not easy to get in there. But we finally got booked over there.
And then we got Mount Dora.
Yeah, we got Trimble Park coming up the first week of October, which is
really looking forward to that.
It's like 15 campsites in this park. It's really small.
Yeah, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, and it's on the water. We'll be on the water. And we'll be at Mount Dora. Mount Dora.
Barefoot says it's a great
great
campground. There's a fort.
Yeah, you have to be careful because they have campsites on the beach that are for short RVs, and I almost booked one and didn't realize how short the site was. And went, oops, can't do that.
Is on water.
I had to move to the inland one because for longer RVs, our RV is 31 feet, so we can't do the beach thing. We're too long for that. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and I'm working on an announcement. I'm typing it up, an announcement for the
He's a Traveling Robert fan, right?
I'm sorry?
For Traveling Robert fans?
For Traveling Robert fans, I'm waiting for the final information to come in from the campground. We know a guy. We know a guy
We know
who
somebody.
owns a campground, and so somebody was chatting on Facebook on Traveling Robert's channel about a meetup in Florida, and he said, "Does anybody know anybody who owns a campground?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do," because we like to rent the whole campground to have a meetup. So I started the wheels rolling, and we got the okay. We're just
Got the okay from Robert.
we got the okay from Robert, and we got the okay from the campground owner.
Yeah.
And he gave us a price that is almost nailed down. It's fairly close to nailed down. And he said he would work with us.
Yep.
And to where we can have the whole campground for a week for a flat rate, and looking forward to it. It's a fair price. And then I'm gonna make an announcement on Traveling Robert's Facebook page of who would be interested in coming and staying there. And we want to get some feelers to see, all right, will it be worth it financially to pay to rent the whole campground for a week?
It is. Can we just tell them what campground it is?
Yeah, it's gonna be Itchitucknee Springs Campground. It's northwest of Gainesville. It's a mom and pop campground, and it's not necessarily a typical campground because it was not developed as a campground. It was a resident property. Then they decided to make it a campground.
Yeah.
So it's a unique layout, but
like there's not as many actual sites. There's not a lot of actual sites, but there's a lot of places where people have the ability to boondock.
And there's a lot of tent camping sites.
Yeah. So there's like a whole field where you could probably fit 20 RVs in or tents if you're not huge and you don't mind boondocking.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's 19 right now. There's 19 RV sites with water and electric, and there are a bunch of other tent sites that have water and electric, but they're not big enough for an RV, So we're still trying to wait for the final info on how big each of those tent campsites are to accommodate what size RV or a pop-up, so we can get exact numbers on what we can take.
And we'll be there ourselves in
November.
In December.
Oh, yeah. We're stopping by.
So we'll go there in December too. And I think that'll help us kind of put the visual on the sites.
We want to get some better measurement and make sure we're accurate on.
So RV DJ, you're going to have to make a long trip.
Social distancing party.
A social distance. That was the one thing that, like, I think he said, as long as things keep progressing where we can actually have get-togethers, then Traveling Robert was okay with it.
Florida is lenient on
but
that.
It's gotten a lot better.
I'm on the side of leniency. I'm not on the side of social distancing. So that's just my take. And people will hate me for it, but
I don't know. I know when we went there a couple months ago, apparently a week or two prior to us getting there were some other YouTubers, full-time YouTubers there, and the owner didn't have a really great experience with them. I don't think that's them, but we were telling him about our channel, and he was like, as long as you are not like the last ones we had.
Yeah, it's called Itchitucknee Springs Campground. It's not a state park. It's not affiliated with Itchitucknee Springs State Park. It's totally a mom and pop separate, but it's really close to the springs there, and the springs are nice there if you like that kind of thing. We like it. And there's the Suwannee River. There's the Santa Fe River nearby. So I highly recommend, if you want to do some outdoor stuff, they got a kayaking river there.
A lot of.
Yeah, and plenty of parking for a boat ramp to drop off your kayak.
And if you want to you could even do Orlando or someplace like that. You're not that far. So if you wanted to.
Orlando's a stretch. It is quite a bit.
2 hours.
Well, depends on what you consider a long drive. Yeah, it's probably hour and a half or so to Itchitucknee to Orlando.
Beans. I thought you were going to finish. Beans.
No, I'm not.
Hey, Wicked Adventure.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, we got a premiere at 7:00 if you guys can hang around for that.
It would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it's going to be our first part 1, our first part of our adventure for 2 weeks in the Florida Keys. So we hope you can watch it and watch the whole series. We had a wonderful time in the Florida Keys. And we went to the reef, we went catching lobsters, we went island hopping, some drone footage. It's really we had a wonderful time there in the Keys. It was great.
It really was.
So this is our first leg of I don't know how many episodes we're going to have. It'll be, I would assume there probably would be, if you count the catch, clean, and cook, we'll probably have 10 episodes if you count all that.
Like 8.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do a Bahia Honda State Park video
Campground.
just of the campground. It's not really a review. It's just informative. It's going to be information about the campground, how many sites are there, what's the map look like, what can you do there, the beaches, they have cabins, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try to do as extensive information as I can for Bahia Honda State Park. So I drove around on my scooter doing a bunch of videotaping of every campsite. I want to have every campsite and every cabin. Of course, I didn't go inside any cabins, but it's going to be an extensive spinoff of that series.
The Ichetucknee sign is really cool. I remember the owners talking about they're redoing a lot of things right now, and I knew the sign is a new sign. Papa Drew, what have we told you about?
He never stops.
Stop hitting that thumbs up.
You got to.
You're going to confuse YouTube. It gets confused. It's not all that smart.
Yeah. We got if you look at our channel, we have a video from Ichetucknee Springs campground.
Yeah.
And we took a family picture in front of the sign. So
it's a cool campground.
Yeah.
When we go there in December, Barefoot RV Life, we're only going to be there one night in December, and then we're going to be there one night in January. So we're actually not going for like
vacationing.
Yeah.
It's a stopover.
It's a halfway point, semi-halfway point for us to go to Destin.
Right.
Or Panhandle.
Yeah.
We're going to spend.
It's like a 6.5 hour drive or so from here.
So we're going Christmas. We're spending Christmas at Ichetucknee.
Yeah, we're traveling Christmas Day to Ichetucknee. We'll stay there Christmas night, and then we'll leave to go to Destin to Fred Gannon. I forget the name of the park. Fred Gannon.
It's weird. It's got a weird name.
Fred Gannon Park. It was real reasonable. And my sister's going to meet us there at Fred Gannon. And then we're going to stay a couple nights there. And then we're going to go to the Florida Caverns on New Year's. We'll be at the Florida Caverns on New Year's.
For a couple days there.
And we'll be there for a few days, and we'll head back on the 5th, I think. And
then we're going to spend, on the way back, we're going to spend a night at Ichetucknee.
Ichetucknee on the way back. I got to double check those dates. Yeah, I got to double check that date.
I got them all written down.
On the leaving date, because if we leave Fred Gannon on the 4th, we need Ichetucknee on the 4th.
I think that's what we have. That's what I have written down.
I put it on the 5th. Ichetucknee on the 5th. Oops. So yeah, I need to change that. But anyway, we'll be stopping at Ichetucknee. I think the only difficult thing about Ichetucknee will be the entertainment side, because Traveling Robert is an entertainer, and he does karaoke and music and stuff. And the pavilion might not be square. It's square enough to house more people. It's rectangle, so I don't know how that'll work.
The one when you pull into the beginning of the park? Yeah.
Yeah, and I have some drone
there's
footage.
The indoor one.
Yeah, it's small though. I have the drone footage of the whole park somewhat, and you can see a sky view of the park where the pavilion is and the open field is, and the office what does it say? I used to drive around and film all the sites.
Now you do the.
I know.
The problem we've been having lately with using the drone has been so windy. We've had a lot of wind.
Yeah,
lately.
we had wind. The problem with a state park is you're not allowed to fly a drone over state park.
So that's.
And Ichetucknee is almost 100% covered canopy. You can't see anything in there.
Yeah.
If you look at my video on my channel, you'll see you can barely see anything inside the canopy when you're above it. You can't see the sights. So
yeah, you flew the drone there.
I
right?
flew the drone there, and I flew under the canopy around our campsite and got a little inside the canopy footage in the driving in the hazardous woods.
You go to South Carolina in December. South Carolina is beautiful, and December is beautiful. Charleston is really, really beautiful in December.
Yeah, you're gonna love some of the drone footage I have in the Keys. I already have a Keys drone video on my channel, and I have more from this trip we just went. So I got a bunch of drone footage around Bahia Honda, on the edges of Bahia Honda, because we were out in a boat, so you're allowed to drive the drone out in the boat. So we drove it out in the boat and got some video footage of the edge of Bahia Honda and Sunshine Key a little bit. And then we went island hopping, and I shot some video over some of the islands. And then we went to 7 Mile Bridge, and I got a bunch of video on the old bridge, which was really cool.
Ichetucknee is Ichetucknee Springs Campground, I believe, or Ichetucknee Campground.
Ichetucknee Springs Campground is not a state park.
It's not a state park.
Yeah, you can fly there.
Privately owned.
Yeah, what does that say, though?
It says, if you ever have a park that says no drones, check to see if you're okay to fly the drone. Go stand on a public road, fly the drone over the park. Yeah. And you've done that. We've done that.
My brother did that.
Yeah. He did that at Bahia Honda, I believe.
Yeah, here's the problem with pushing the rules. Here's the problem, and it can happen. You might get arrested, not be arrested and charged, but you might have a rough day if they decide to throw you in the back of a car and take you. And hey, they made a mistake, you know.
He says the FAA would have to come out. If the airspace is Class G, you're okay. Cops cannot do. It's the FAA. Okay. Well, it's good to know.
Well, you don't want to fly in a state park.
Yeah.
You don't want to take off in a state park and land in a state park.
You got to get out of the state park.
You get out of there and fly around from the outside. I don't have a problem doing that.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. We took a boat out and we flew off the boat, and that's not a problem. Here's the deal. Legally, you're not allowed to fly a drone over populated areas.
And you're not supposed to fly it out of your eyesight.
You're not supposed to fly it out of your eyesight either. Now, you can plead ignorance, but ignorance is no excuse to break the law. Yeah. If you fly a drone over people, you're putting them in danger. If your drone falls out of the sky and you conk them on the head, or you break a windshield of a car, or you hit a dog, you know, you always have to be careful of what you're doing, because the worst case scenario can happen, and that's a nightmare. So, I mean, I know people have flown radio control airplanes, and they were flying at an airfield, and their airplane kamikazed into somebody's car, and the person that was in the car had just had surgery. And when the plane hit the car, the guy who had just surgery he tore out his sutures because it scared him so bad he jumped. Lawsuit. So, yeah, it's not necessarily who's right or wrong. It's, do you want to go through the hassle of dealing with that? So I try to avoid those kinds of hassle points, even though I may be legally okay. I just don't want to push it. I'd rather
they changed it now that you can fly over people.
I'd rather. Yeah, well,
I don't know.
If I hit somebody, it's on me. It's not on the people, right? That's just my take. I'd rather not fall on people.
Yeah, you would feel responsible.
Yeah, they can definitely have a problem. Anyway, just trying to avoid all that.
Yeah, we had an Oscar sighting.
Well,
he's watching the wind.
Well, we got a premiere in about 8 minutes coming up.
He says you need insurance for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't fly over people and try not to fly over people's property, you know, so I don't have to worry about.
Oh, please don't take anyone's head off. Or if you ever watched The Walking Dead, it could be that you could turn into that kind of.
Never watched it.
I watched it a long, long time ago.
Yeah, I try to avoid things that are going to ruin my day and ruin someone else's day. So the shot is not that important to me. I got plenty of other places to shoot that aren't going to hit anybody.
Yeah.
You know, so I can get a pretty good shot of the island from 400 feet up in the sky. I can get a pretty good shot.
And if you fly it around here, it's one thing. If you hit somebody when your own family members,
Yeah, that's different.
you'd still feel crummy, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't sue you. Hopefully
No.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. They're going to go away anyways because I understand the FAA's because it's anyway, that's a whole political thing.
We can get into something here.
All I want to do is take some aerial photography. I don't want to put anybody in danger.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. I understand.
They are trying to make it more difficult.
I'm not caving to pressure. I'm just don't want to go through that. Now, if
we hate stupid rules too that are not right.
If we're going to have a civil war, then I'm going to die for my country, you know, but if we're just flying drones, I don't know if I want to have a bad day like that, you know. Yeah. Here's an incident where the law doesn't know the rules.
You just made Oscar jump.
I was out at Bahia Honda in the state park looking around for lobsters. I wasn't trying to catch any. I didn't have any kind of increments to catch lobsters. And there was a sheriff on the bank, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just looking around for lobsters for when lobster season opens." "Well, you can't do that here." "Well, I already know you can. You're allowed to." But I didn't give the guy a hard time. And then I reassured myself. I talked to FWC, and he said, "Yeah, you can catch lobsters. That's the problem. The sheriff don't know the rules. FWC does." He says, "You can catch lobsters here."
Yeah.
Not a problem. And I remember posting a picture of a bunch of lobsters on Facebook for Bahia Honda. It was Bahia Honda State Park Facebook page. And I posted a bunch of lobsters and people were going crazy. "You can't catch lobsters in that." You know, they were going nuts.
You posted it and it wasn't lobster season.
And everybody was arguing like, "Yes, you can." What, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't look like the limit, blah, 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 blah. You know, a picture drives people nuts. And it's not facts of their understanding. The fact is, I could have 50 lobsters in a picture. What does that mean? There's just 50 lobsters there.
It doesn't matter.
What if I had 25 people there between 50 lobsters?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
You end up taking that.
If everybody's got a license,
because it was annoying.
Yeah, I just took it down because I didn't want people to have
deal with all the responses.
Yeah, so people are gonna overreact and not take a picture in context or not give you the benefit of the doubt. You're not breaking the rules. Believe me, if I've been lobstering for 20 years, I know the rules, and I've heard the nightmares of people breaking those rules. And the law is not the FWC is not out there to make you pay some fine because you made a mistake. They're out there to catch people who are willfully and on purpose. They're breaking the law on purpose. You know, they got 15 lobsters over the limit, and they're over half of them are undersized, and you're out of season, and they're
full of eggs,
and you're spearing them, and you're doing all this blatant law, and they're wringing them out in the water, and you're only bringing tails back. There's so many rules you can break, but I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. So, and I'm certainly not going to post it on Facebook if I was.
True.
You know,
hey, Buckeye Kitty.
So anyway, I try not to comment on stuff.
It was cute. Robert wasn't overly impressed with it, but I thought it was cute. Oscar especially looked cute.
Oscars was great. I like Oscars.
Oscars especially looked cute.
Yeah. So, we got a premiere coming up in about 4 minutes. And it's going to be one about our beginning trip going to the Keys.
It was Oscar.
Oscar the cat. Looks like him.
It looks like him. It was very cute.
Oscar the kitty. Meow. Meow.
Yeah. He made you look like you have gray hair. And I look like I have mustard
look like
hair.
Me. I got a big nose, but that looks like I'm 80 almost. That looks like I'm 70.
Well, Papa Drew.
Anyway, thank you though.
Papa Drew's his is the same way. Buckeye Kitty, yours actually looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I like the emoji thing. Let me pull that up.
I think I used to have a copy of ours. Our emoji. Oh, your little face. See, I think it looks pretty funny.
Now that
That's
emoji looks like me. Hope I don't get copyrights for doing that.
I don't think you will.
But that emoji looks like me. I remember when somebody shared emoji like that to me. I went, "How did you get that? It looks just like you."
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of told Sherry, let's do one of those thumbnails to make people go, we got to watch that.
Yeah, it was one of those funny ones.
Because if the video's so bad, you won't want to watch it. So we got to get a great thumbnail to get you to watch it.
All right. Well, it's that time.
I couldn't turn away. I couldn't turn away from it when I was watching it. I was like, wow, it didn't feel like it was 25 minutes has gone by and I still got another 10. This is a great video.
All right. So I guess we'll see everybody over at the premiere.
Yeah, we still got a couple minutes.
Well, it's 7:00 now.
Yeah.
Barbie Dog's going to get their popcorn. I want to get some ice cream.
Go ahead. I'm going to have some more solid food. I'll probably have my leftover steak and shrimp left over.
I ate all mine.
I didn't even take a picture of it. I wanted it so bad.
I ate all mine.
So thank you guys for coming in.
This is 1 minute countdown.
Thank you guys for coming in. We appreciate you so much for coming in. And we appreciate you watching our premiere.
And I have another live Tuesday at lunchtime. And then we'll be together Thursday for our normal Thursday ones.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
See y'all at the premiere.